So at WAB we had a definition of international mindedness, and so recently we've really been thinking more strategically and more deeply about what that means in our current context, moving that thinking into more of a global perspective. So at WAB we believe that we are all global citizens and our decisions today impact future generations. A successful global citizen is aware of and seeks to understand pressing global issues, further social justice, respects and engages with diverse cultures and identities, lives in harmony with nature, and recognizes a responsibility to take action in local and global contexts. Many of these students have projects that are engaged in reciprocal community partnerships with different organizations and groups that are outside of school that are doing some of this work as well.
ProFarm is a really exciting group at WAB. We've been around, I think we're the oldest club that still exists at the school today. We're a passionate group of individuals. We were formed by a group of students who wanted to support farmers here in Beijing, educating them on fair trade practices and how to make sure they're not being exploited.
The Mingde project is a sister school project with the Western Academy of Beijing and a local primary school in Shanxi province called Mingde Primary School. We organized student-to-student mentoring program, which included providing them classes and resources on subjects that they don't have the opportunity to learn.
We had 3 different classes: art, physical education, and music.
Well, Axel Elderly started as Acts for Alzheimer's actually. So the goal of this club is to support Alzheimer's patients, because research has shown that if we interact more with Alzheimer's patients, it can help their symptoms.
We first organized a community event called Snowball. So it was under purpose of raising the fund to providing the Mingde kids a warm blanket and pillow for the winter. We're also trying to build a computer lab in the Mingde so that they can access to more diverse material. Plus, we're also doing reading corners, which is we're making a little library for their classroom, so they can access to English books and Chinese books as well. So we're now working on recording the voice in our own voice so that they can scan the QR code and listen and read the book with our own voice as well.
As time's passed, we've evolved, and as WAB's evolved, the club's evolved too. We've moved towards community partnerships, working with local farms here, selling their products, improving their access to markets that are traditionally dominated by bigger brands. And we're also looking at ways that we can educate our own members on how we can be farmers, how we can be contributors to sustainable agricultural practices.
Most times it's we buy a cake and celebrate the birthdays with the elderly who had their birthday this month. Free conversations with the elderly, and sometimes we perform dance shows or musical performances for them as well, based on the students' individual talents.
In order to sustain and maintain the longevity of the legacy of the club. So as mentioned, we've also been doing sessions with middle school during their mentoring times, and then throughout our sessions with them during mentoring time and some of the gardening works, some of these students have shown great interest in joining Pro Farmer Club.
Adding on to that, not only on middle school, but we're also trying to make as much impact as possible to the entire community, and that includes elementary school students. On one of the day 9s that we had, Pro Farmer members went there and we planted 6 trees together with them. So by doing that, we can kind of spark the interest. So we make the elementary school students and the younger students to kind of have the interest towards this area, which later in the future for them will be a good turning point for them to think about the sustainability and the actions that they can do.
In our second trip to Mingde, we'll be inviting some of our grade 10 friends to come with us. In this way, we have the opportunity to spread what we've been doing, what we've been learning, and our initiative to our younger students and our classmates. In this way, we're ensuring the sustainability of this initiative and that this can continue even after we graduate and that it lasts forever.
There was once that we did like a pot making activity where we helped the elderly like design a flower pot. You kind of just see their faces like gleam up, and they just get so excited for this activity that we may find to be kind of like insignificant. But it was at that moment I kind of felt like, oh, like we do have this capacity to like make an impact.
Organic farming became such a big thing in my brain. I always think about being more sustainable, and I probably didn't have this chance to be like this if Pro Farmer wasn't there and this learning was there in my life. So for me, it just changed the way that I think entirely.
And just now coming out of this trip, it's truly given me like a greater sense of responsibility and like things that I feel I like should give them, or I should be like they deserve. And it's especially coming to that trip and seeing what they already have, it gave me a bigger sense of empathy and a new perspective when working with them now.